What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of MXAM Extra. I've renamed it. It's not my Xbox and me
I like
Extra
it.
anymore.
Oh,
It's
okay.
MXAM Extra.
I like it a lot.
You know, because I feel like it doesn't have the Xbox brand in it as much. So yeah, whatever. I'm one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Matt P Video
Heyo.
and Mr. Despawn. How are you?
Heyo?
Paul Despawn. Boys, my Xbox and me Extra. We're back once again. We missed last week. No episode last week. No one complained, so I guess should we just cancel the show?
Yeah, I guess we're done. Yeah, we're done.
I guess it's over. It's over with. I
shit.
guess. I mean, you know. It
Well, I
kinda
mean, it
sucks.
is extra in its
Yeah.
inherent naming.
I mean, I felt good about not doing it last week because then we didn't have to just force something out for the sake of
Yeah.
it. But there's plenty to talk about this week with stuff. So I want to start off with I went to a preview event today. Literally weirdest. I've never had this before where I've gone to a preview event and the embargo is the day. The embargo was while we were recording content.
Why do they do that? Is that because they also had a preview event in the US?
I'm guessing we were the afterthoughts.
Yeah.
Is what I would imagine. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I saw a bunch of content come out from America beforehand. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to play WWE 2K24 for the first time. It's for anyone who doesn't know my history with WWE games. I have been a big WWE fan most of my life. Fallen in and out of love with the TV program as such as of lately, just because it is so much. But I probably consume more content around WWE than I do watching WWE, which is very weird. Like, don't ask me why. I know all the storylines going on, but I don't watch any of the show anymore, which maybe with this Netflix deal will change. But the games have always been a place that I've always jumped into the games. I've always loved the games. The THQ games are some of my most favorite memories ever when it comes to video games. And obviously WWE 2K23 it's a different game than that. Even talking to the guys at 2K today, they were saying, like, very specifically, you know, it seems like, no, it seems like it is. They are the simulation wrestling game, right? It's no longer that arcadey, dumb fun type game. It is the NBA 2K, it is the PGA Tour, it's the FIFA or EAFC at this point. That is what it is of the wrestling genre, and it does that amazingly. Like, I got to play it today for about 3 hours. I got to check out the showcase mode, which is them doing the vignettes of like each WrestleMania. So you have like these different WrestleMania moments that you play through matches, and it cuts between real life and gameplay in certain moments when you do certain things. And it's amazing, and it's seamless, and it plays well. Again, when it comes to, I don't think anyone's ever been critical of the way the 2K games play. As such, what it is the content inside it is what's really frustrated me as a player. It's mechanically, it feels almost perfect as a wrestling game for what I expect. And 2K have become very good at that. Golf games, NBA, I've always said that about the NBA games. Like, mechanically as a basketball game, it's almost perfect. It's the content, and I think it's going to be the same here. Like, I didn't get to see too much. Graphically, it looks absolutely remarkable. It is as close to photorealistic as you can get when it comes to a wrestling game, you know? Like, you go back and play, you know, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth and things like that, and you're like, wow, look how far we've come, like, in these games. Yeah, I had a really good time. I got to check out one of the new modes. There's a few new modes they've got, which is they've got, I believe it's caskets, and a few other game types. I didn't get to play those. I got to play the ambulance match mode, which was really cool. Yeah, so for those who don't know what an ambulance match is, the whole premise of it is it's no DQ. You can do whatever the hell you want, but at the end, there's no pinfalls or submissions, but at the end of the task of the match is to get the other person in an ambulance. And yeah, it's really cool. You can climb on top of the ambulance. You can throw people off it. You can jump off of it. And ultimately, it feels like how I remember those early wrestling games feeling. You know, when it was just me and my friends coming around my house and you know, "Oh, what do you want to do? Oh, let's play that." And then we play it, and you just sat there. I'm smiling the whole time while I was playing it, like, because you're just like, "Oh, this is dumb, fun, stupid." I'm grabbing steel chairs out of under the arena and smacking them over people's heads, and I'm spearing people through, you know, through tables and things like that. It's just a ton of fun. The ambulance being there as a whole, they've got like this new animation for it, so you throw somebody in and the whole objective is you have to shut both doors, so it becomes like a tapping game to shut the doors. The whole point is you wear down your opponent and then you throw them in. You know, you understand how this works. But yeah, I had a really good time with the game. I'm just hoping there's going to be a good career mode. And again, they didn't tell me anything about career mode, unfortunately. Very tight-lipped on all of that, and a few of the other game modes. Obviously, they weren't talking about at that moment in time. But this game comes out next month. Like this is out in early access March 4th, I believe, and then the full game comes out March 8th, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by what I played mechanically. I'm just very interested to see what content is there. Obviously, like I said, they got the showcase mode with the WrestleMania moments. Obviously, it's the 40th year of WrestleMania coming up, so they're going very deep on that. I got to play Roman Reigns versus oh my god, I'm forgetting names.
Cody
Roman,
Rhodes?
who was Roman? Yes, exactly. Then I got to do Rhea versus Charlotte. And then I did Brett Rubin, and he's obviously in the game this year, versus the Ultimate Warrior. So those are the three that I got to play. And yeah, they all play very differently. Very, very, very challenging for someone like me who's not been playing WWE for years upon years anymore. But yeah, I had a great time. They've got a bunch of new camera angles that you can do in the game, which is really cool. They've now got the ramp modes from like back in the day. So that's really cool, and I'm glad they've added that finally. And then last but not least, what I got to do was a spectator. So I saw some other people doing it, and I was like, why are they doing that? And I was like, I remember like watching back in the day. Do you remember you just let the computer play it out? You just sat there commentating it. So I did that, but what they've done this year, they've added an ability to move the camera, so you can toggle moving the camera around, so you can pan all the way around the arena, all the way around the rings. You can get different camera angles, so it's going to really allow for like content creators, especially to do storylines around certain things and stuff. And I always see that content on TikTok all the time, and it's some of my favorite stuff to watch. It reminds me of like, you know, the Sims back in the day, right? That people do those storylines. Obviously, I do GTA roleplay, so I understand that aspect of it. And I think it's a really smart move of 2K to have added this camera option. Very easy to get there. You can hide all HUDs and things like that, so it doesn't get in the way. And yeah, it's really cool. It was cool to just sit and watch a fatal 4-way between Randy Orton, Stone Cold, and all these legendary characters. I'm just sat there like, oh, that's cool. And I'm just panning around, and you actually see how much detail goes into these characters and the animations themselves as well. Like it's very cool to watch. So yeah, I played that for about 3 hours and really enjoyed it, to be honest with you.
I'm just saying, because I know that usually, and from all the internet and stuff that I'd seen in TikToks and stuff, of create a wrestler in 2K23. If there's any wrestling fans in the community out there, I want a fatal 4-way of all 4 of us.
I would love to do. I've got an idea for a piece of content that I think would be really fun.
I'm down.
Really fun. But yeah, we'll have to see. But I've got ideas. Definitely have ideas.
We're gonna do a fatal 4-way for the pizza belt.
Who could do? Yeah, she could do.
I haven't played a wrestling game in more than a decade.
You will struggle with this one.
Yeah.
I know. Well, this is it. Like
19 was the last one I played.
I remember playing back then and not really knowing how to play. Like, how do I do a reversal? I don't know. I'm just mashing all the buttons.
No, that's pretty easy now. Like, that's just triangle or Y. Depends on what you're playing on. Like, the reversal system now has been simplified a lot, and it's a lot. It all comes down to timing. And that's kind of what I like about it. You don't need to spam a bunch of buttons. it's more akin to a fighting game nowadays than it is just a spam off,
yeah.
which is really cool. And I think that's really, if you know what you're doing with certain different characters, you know their move sets, you know what their finishes are, you know how to set them up in the perfect way. And yeah, obviously I was playing as Roman Reigns, so I couldn't figure out how to spear, and it was like, oh wait, you need to sprint and do that move. You can't just do it from a standing position. There's stuff like that. There's like realistic and fun. It makes it a much more enjoyable experience to play overall.
I suppose you just want there, like you were saying, to be a story mode or a campaign that kind of teaches you that while letting you have fun with it.
I always the reason why THQ games stick out in my mind is they used to do a thing called Road to WrestleMania, and what they used to do is like they would take they'd have like 5 different ones, so it was like 4 different characters you played their perspective on a specialized story of their road to WrestleMania, but then they always had a created character one as well, and that's what I miss. I don't know, I do know, but I wish that is what they would go back to, of like giving me 5 different characters, different stories, and then a created character so I can put myself as the superstar going to WrestleMania, and then give me the showcase mode and universe mode and creation tools and all that other stuff. But yeah, I guess we'll wait and see to see what comes. But yeah, I'm optimistic finally for a 2K WWE game, and I haven't been for many years. So yeah, thank you again, 2K, for inviting me over to the studio and getting to check out the game, because it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Next up, we didn't get to talk about last week because we didn't do an extra episode. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Despawn.
Yes.
You have been playing that. How many hours in are you now?
Oh my god. I want to say somewhere like 35 maybe.
Ooh.
There's a lot of hours. I'm still on chapter 7 though. Chapter 7's a big one.
Okay.
It is, but it is a ton of fun. So it is doing that thing with games where like I'm trying to mainline everything, but then there's this really cool thing I can go do over here. There's these points on the map where you can go have conversations about characters like likes and interests, which then boosts your connection with them. And I'm like, well, I can see them all on the map, so I've got to go run around the map and get them all. And then I'll go across like a little side quest thing. I was like, well, I've got to do this now. I'm here. And oh man, I love this game. This is the one to beat. Like, and I know we've had like 2 or 3 games right now, but like this is going to be a hard one to beat as well for me. I'm very like fair weather when it comes to the Like a Dragon series. I played a bit of Yakuza Kiwami, 0, and a little bit of I think it was just Like a Dragon, or the one before that.
Yeah, Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Yeah. So not a lot of it, but like this is the one I've put the most time into, and honestly, I'm kicking myself that it's taken me this long to get to this series properly.
Yeah, that's the big thing for me. I watched a roundup before I started, and I was like, hearing these stories, I was like, damn, this seems like a really cool series that I should want to play entirely. But I can't. I've got to start with this game. I've got to just enjoy this game for what it is.
Yeah. So the thing for me as well is like, because my childhood was very much raised on, and probably not for the best, but I was raised on those old mafia movies and like the Japanese mafia movies in particularly. So for those who know him, like Beat Takeshi and those kind of like classic Japanese gangster films. Oh, so good. And this just feels like that with the comedy aspect thrown in on top of it as well. So when it does the proper Yakuza stories, like the really hard-hitting, like this is a gangster trying to survive in this world kind of story, oh, it does it so well. And then you get the ridiculous, like, butt-naked guy on a beach parts of the story as well, and which you've seen in the trailer. I'm not spoiling anything. But yeah, it's so good. Like, so good. The acting's great. The writing's fantastic. The character, like, the way that they all play off each other is brilliant. Combat is probably one of the best turn-based combats I've played.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
We were talking about it on the podcast before, but the way that they've kind of iterated turn-based combat and added their own little unique spin to it. So you can basically... It is turn-based, so you take your turn, enemies take their turn or whatever, but you can move your character around in like a certain circular space. So if you've got like area of effect attacks, you can like aim them through multiple characters. and or you can bounce characters off, like enemies off other enemies, or you can bounce an enemy into another player who, if you've got your bond up high enough, they will do a follow-up attack, or you can do joint attacks if you stood next to somebody. There's a lot of depth to it, like, and all of the different abilities. Have you got to? How far in are you now?
I'm literally at the airport.
So you've just got to. Okay, all right. So it's not, again, not spoiling anything because I don't want to spoil story for you. But there is a point where you can change your. So the way that combat works is your combat abilities are linked to jobs that you can have, and you can change different jobs, but they're all like suitably ridiculous. Like one of them's a surfer. One of them's a homeless guy. One of them's a cabbie who has a wrench as a weapon. And it's just like, but your abilities, as you get better at them and learn them, and then you switch jobs, you can move some of your abilities to different jobs. So you can basically, if you've got like a specific build you want to do, you can build around that by learning the certain abilities. Or like maybe you want somebody who can do a load of really good like magic area of effect attacks, and they can be your magic user. Then you can just get them to learn all of the skills based around that. And and then it's just ridiculous watching people dressed up as surfers and tennis players beating the crap out of hoodlums on the street.
I've like I said, I'm about 6 hours deep now, and I echo everything you said entirely. I think it's got to be up there as one of the best turn-based games I've played, in terms of its mechanically. Story-wise, I think they do a great balance between telling a really serious, in-depth, thoughtful story, and then it just being balls to the walls crazy. And it's weird how it works. Mm-hmm. Like it shouldn't in some aspects, but it does, and that's kind of what I found with Like a Dragon, the original, right? Like for me, I was very like, this is very silly and fun, and there's nothing I love more than a game that is willing to laugh at itself. Like the main character loving Dragon Quest. Yeah. So much. It's so obvious. It's just like, wow.
So I think the thing for me, we talk about the main character, so I'm playing English voice, so the English dub. But I think the reason it works so well for me is because the voice actor plays it so earnestly. Like he's not acting like he's in on a joke or anything. He's acting like this is a genuine like reaction to these moments, and like when he's happy and he's having fun, like he genuinely feels like he's happy and having fun. Yeah. And it's such a great portrayal. All the character actors are fantastic in this game so far. I don't think there's been any one of them that I've been like, that's a bit off. Like every one of them has nailed it for me. But fantastic work across the board. I am very excited to finish the game just so I can have a final thoughts on it. But if I was to like give it any kind of like review right now, it'd be like a 10 out of 10 for me right now. I don't think there's anything in this game that I have touched where I've like, man, I wish I didn't have to do that, or like I wish that was longer, or like that doesn't work in any way, shape, or form. Like this bit's annoying. There's none of it. Like every like element works really well together for me.
Invisible walls.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I hate about this game. I don't like it when a game is a open world, but it's like, no, you must go that way. Yeah, sure, I have to go that way, but let me get there however I choose to get there. That's the only gripe I have with the game so far.
But that feels like something where you're looking for an issue at this point. And
that's me being critical.
That's what I mean. Like you're being critical, but like that didn't bother me personally.
That's my job.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to go off on that before we move on?
No, that's literally all I've been playing. So, play this game. Play this game. Thank you
I'm excited.
To Guillotine for giving us the codes as well.
Yes, Guillotine / Sega. Sega. Appreciate you guys for providing us with codes. We do appreciate it. Matthew.
Yeah.
Is that actually your real name, Matthew?
Yes. Yeah. I'm not sure there are many Matts in the world, are there? Just Matt.
I don't know. I'm Corey, so.
I'm
Matt.
Yeah.
I'm Paul. You sure? Okay. We've been playing, fella.
Well, Power World, which we talked about in the main episode, so I won't harp on that anymore. But it's bloody good, isn't it? But unfortunately, I've been playing some Suicide Squad.
Unfortunately, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I really don't like this game,
No.
and it kills me. Like, I started that game, right? Emma was sat there, she was working, and I played like 2 hours, and she was like, "You really haven't played very much. You've been watching a lot of cutscenes," and I was like, "And I'm having a great time doing it. The story is awesome. I'm enjoying all of it, right? I'm a big comic book guy. You guys know this about me. I've totally divorced it from my head in the Arkham series. I don't give a fuck who this Batman is. He ain't my Batman. I don't give a shit.
I didn't even know Batman was in the game.
Really? They did a big deal. It
Yeah,
was
yeah. It's just-
I generally didn't know.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy's
No,
last
I did.
voice.
No, I did
Conroy's
know that.
last.
I did know that. No, I'm a liar. They did.
Last
They showed
was
it. They showed it at one of the reveals. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And so I think a lot of people feel like he's been done dirty in this. In my head, it's a different Batman. I don't really care. But like all the story stuff, I'm loving. Like all the locations and the little things they're doing. I'm like, I'm super down for all this. All of the gameplay in between sucks. Like I hate it. And I feel awful being so negative on it. But like, just everything is just like dull and obtuse and does not feel right or good. And I'm sure maybe there's an argument to say like, well, if you get further into the game and unlock more stuff, I don't love that argument. Like the thing I always think about with that is like, if Spider-Man never gave you any more abilities than moment 1, I would have still played through that entire game and had an absolute blast. And so I think all games should do that. Like make the core gameplay that I'm going to be doing 90% of the time good and fun and something I want to do and engage with. And this is not that.
Yeah. So I played the alpha. I put a bit of time into that. And I kind of echo everything you say with my time with that. Like the story beats that were in there. So I don't know if they're exactly the same as the opening of the game, but it was basically the introduction into the Hall of Heroes and meeting Wonder Woman and then going out into the world. And I think it was the Batman section as well was in there from what I played. All of the story beats within that were fantastic, classic Rocksteady for me. Like the writing was there, the graphically, like the cutscenes were amazing. Yeah. But then when you get out into the open world and the gunplay, it's and just the traversal for me as well.
Yep.
I tried all 4 characters because it makes you try all 4 characters at the beginning, and none of them were particularly fun to do. Like everything felt like busy work to traverse around the world. And then when you're fighting enemies, it's just like fighting the same enemy, just different colors every now and again.
Yeah, and even the like visual language of that does not help. Like you can do counters, but it's a shooter. So the way that you counter an enemy is by shooting them in a special way. And I'm just like, this is not fun or and really difficult to pull off. And like, yeah, it feels very like noisy, and I agree with you that the traversal isn't great. I feel like I could get good with Boomerang, and I could make that fun for myself by imposing like certain challenges on myself and yada yada. But it's a game that does not want you to touch the floor, and so traversal should be a huge part of it that is fun, and it is a huge part of it. It thinks it's a huge part of it that's fun, but it's just not. Like King Shark, I would say, is the best because he's the simplest.
Just jump.
And like yeah, exactly, big jump. And you feel like, okay, I can actually work this into the combat. Harley Quinn is her traversal mixed with her combat is just nonsense. It does not work well at all together. And it's such a shame. And I wish I could persevere through it. But even the other day, I was on TikTok and I saw, spoiler, this scene, this character dying. And I scrolled past it because I didn't want to watch it. And then I went, I'm never going to get to that point in this game. Scroll back, watch it. Yeah. And I think that's how I'm going to experience this game. I think I'll have more fun watching my way through it than playing it, which is a shame. And maybe there's something here if they sort of make it better or whatever.
Solo?
But I'm playing solo.
Do you think, because we played Gotham Knights together, and we had again, I wouldn't say either of us loved that game entirely, but we had a much better time playing it together.
Sure, I had a significantly better time in Gotham Knights than I have in any moment of Suicide Squad.
Wow.
Question, because I know it's going to get the comparison. Did you play the Avengers game?
Yes. Avengers blows both of these two out of the water.
That is wild to me.
I put a lot of time into the Avengers game. I can't even lie. 2 different platforms and
no,
everything.
same.
Like, yeah,
Same. Like it's just and even that game had a lot of issues, but like the fact that the way that you're saying like Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad just don't even touch that.
I think probably actually. I was gonna say maybe Avengers is the worst story of the 3, but the best gameplay of the 3.
No, I haven't even
The
seen
single
story for
player.
this, but I agree with that. Well, there wasn't a single player.
There was in Avengers. There was 100% a single player story. All of Kamala Khan's was single player.
I mean, you could play it multiplayer.
No, you could play
You
it
could play it.
multiplayer.
You could play it, but like it was
So
primarily
that-
single player.
No, I didn't know.
Well-
Stop. No.
Okay,
Something is
okay.
not single player if you can play it multiplayer.
All right, no, that's fine. Okay, yeah, no, you're right.
Like,
no.
I
Wait.
I think the problem is because I played it multiplayer. Single player, sorry.
No, the only mission that is single player is the opening of that game, which is the
Yeah.
best mission in that entire game.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, and Suicide Squad does a similar thing, just so much worse. So much worse.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a code for it. Warner did send me a code after I reached out. I kind of want to play it, like just to see, and
I'll jump in with you.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Do you think we could figure out a time where we could play it together?
Sure.
Not right this precise second. Don't worry.
Oh, actually,
Wrapping it up.
I mean, all right. Let's not figure it out this right precise second. But yes,
Yeah.
I think we definitely can. Let's do
Okay,
it.
cool. All right, sweet. Well, we'll sort that out.
What do you have it on? What code?
I've got an Xbox code at the moment. I'm
And your
hoping.
PS5 crossplay.
it's
Yeah, I think it's
crossplay?
crossplay. I think
Okay,
it's
fine.
crossplay. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping tomorrow I'll have a PC code. And then I'll
Alright.
give one of the boys the Xbox code.
Yeah.
If I don't have to turn on my Xbox, I don't want to. Oh, story for the podcast. I totally forgot.
Go on.
I dropped my Xbox One. I dropped my Series X.
In the
And
move.
Let me rephrase that. I dropped Haley Series X.
Okay, that's fine then. That's fine.
Oh, well, then we're fine. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, HR. Don't worry about it.
So yeah, I was cooking in the kitchen, and we've got an open plan, and the TV's on a bracket that turns.
Uh-huh.
So I've turned the TV, not realizing the HDMI was in the Xbox because I didn't put it in, and it's come off of a shelf. I don't know how big would I say? It's a good. Oh wait, I've got a tape measure in my hands. I can tell you.
Standard.
Of course, yeah.
That was like a
It's
weird
it's about 1.10 m off the floor,
Okay, I was gonna say what you're
and
measuring.
I've gone like that, and it's gone
Donk.
boom, boom, boom.
Boom.
But I've walked away, and I'm scared to turn around because I thought it was my TV.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah. That makes sense.
I was about to cry, and I turned around. It was just the Xbox. I was like, it's fine. Tested it, all works.
Just the
It's-
Xbox.
It's better than bruised, but it still works. So
Alright,
you know.
Fair enough.
yeah. So shout out Xbox. It can fall from about 1.10 m onto hardwood floor and still work.
I bet it
Kudos.
is like it's a column, isn't it? It's square. It's probably
pretty
quite
durable.
robust. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty durable.
fair
Pretty
Well, I
durable.
mean, I remember the videos that we saw like when they first announced it and like the interior like breakdown. It's like that stuff is packed in there.
yeah.
Well,
So
sure.
I think you're okay.
Sure.
But you are okay anyway.
Um,
It's not your Xbox.
Well, yeah. Should we talk about some state of play, fellas?
Go on
Come
then.
on, man.
Let's do it. State of Play just happened. We did a reaction stream right here on the My Xbox and Me YouTube channel. If you haven't checked that out, go and watch our reactions to all things State of Play. I don't want to talk about everything that was shown because there's only a few things that really, really interested me. You can interject with what interested you. But we'll start with Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I will openly admit that the showing of this game makes me want to play Death Stranding 1
Yep.
and
Yeah.
actually understand that world and everything about it. I'm a Kojima fan anyway. Metal Gear Solid 2 being in my top 5 games of all time. I really am considering once the flurry of games that are currently in the out. If I get a down period, I do think I'm gonna play Death Stranding 1 just so I can check out Death Stranding 2 because I really love what was shown.
What I will say is just because you play and finish Death Stranding 1 does not mean you'll understand that trailer for Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
No, I
because
didn't
it's
think I
fucking
would.
batshit and it makes no sense. And
Yeah.
it's why is there a weird little cartoon puppet man in there?
Yeah, but
What
I
is
love
that?
I
The Alan
kind
Wake-
of want
it's
to
the Alan
play
Wake
just for
crossover.
that.
I agree. I'm obsessed with the little shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's been all over Slack today. But why is he there? Why is he different art style to everything else? What is happening? Why is Troy Baker fighting a robot with a guitar? None of this is in the first game. None of this makes sense from context of having the first game.
Because it's cool.
I get it. I
It
am
is
on
cool.
board.
It is
I'm
cool.
on
It's
board.
cool. I
But
like.
Fix was saying, now I want to go play the first one so I understand what's going on. I'm just letting you know you won't, which is okay.
What I mean is, I want context for the world. I don't
Okay.
know.
Sure.
I've seen the trailers. I don't know what the baby means.
Fair.
And then there was a moment
again-
during the trailer where Despawn was like, "Oh, the baby's out of the container," and I'm like,
huh?
"Yeah, so
Sure.
like, it's a
Again.
baby. It's meant to be out of container, right? Like, no.
You won't necessarily still understand.
Yeah.
But hey, sometimes like playing that game, you do just have to like go with the flow.
There's
And
very
go
much.
like-
It's the Kojima-esque moment, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
okay, sure, whatever. This is fine. I don't understand it.
I would love to do a video where you interview Troy Baker and Norman Reedus and go explain the plot of Death Stranding to us, because I don't think they know.
No.
Do you know what I found today?
What's that?
I found the sweeper. Do you know what a sweeper is?
No.
Sweeper's the thing that goes at the start of like a podcast where like someone like, "Yo, I'm Troy Baker and you're listening."
Oh,
to
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I found the sweeper for Troy Baker and Nolan North doing it for my Xbox and me.
We should
okay.
just put that back in.
Just put it back in. We'll put it in this episode.
All right, I'll send it to you so you can do
Okay.
it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll do it. I found going through some old hard drives. I found obviously all my old hard drives from the move. So I'm trying to put everything onto one hard drive so I don't have 7 backup hard drives. Because apparently that's what I decided
Put
to
everything
do.
on two. Save
Yeah,
yourself.
no, I will.
losing
I will. But yeah, it's
or in the cloud.
yeah, I think that's more the thing I need to do is the cloud. But yeah, I found that, and then I found the Greg Miller one as well of him doing it as well. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty
Nice.
cool. Nonetheless.
Well, I mean,
But
look,
yeah.
we're coming up on episode 450, mate.
Oh shit, we are.
We're coming up real close on episode 450. You've been doing this a hell of a long time, brother.
Damn, we have. I mean, well, this is extra anyway, so.
Oh, well, yeah, we're coming up on episode 5 of Extra. I'm excited for it. Big guess in 5, everybody.
Big guest number 10. Big guest on 10.
Oh, yeah?
All 4 of us.
Can I put a request in?
Go on. Who do you want?
I want head of HR.
Hey, you want the Haley show?
I want head of HR Disney
Disney-
Dreamlight Valley review.
She hasn't played it in God knows how long.
Me neither,
What?
but I'll jump back in for it. You let her know.
I can ask.
Okay.
I'll ask her off the podcast, but
Yeah,
we'll
fair
see. Well, I don't see why not.
File it with HR.
Because
See
well,
what
you
they
got to
say.
think she'll be down here as well because I'll be upstairs by then.
She'll
So
have her own
she'll have
setup.
I'm on
you can
her
both be on.
setup right now. Yeah, I'm on her setup right now.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, she's gonna be the first guest on. I'm doing a new podcast, which I guess I can announce. I haven't really announced it here, which is gonna be called the MC Fixer Show. And I'm gonna have her be on the first episode to like talk about. Because again, it's hard with Haley because obviously her job, she's not really allowed to talk about anything. So I want to talk to her about me and like the start of my career. I thought it'd be interesting to hear her perspective on the start. So yeah,
Yeah.
but
They're putting up with you.
pretty much yeah.
Yeah.
But Death Stranding 2, we all agree it looked good, right? Like for a game that I didn't give a crap about the first game. Just seeing that trailer alone, I was like, "Damn, this looks really good."
Kojima's really getting all his money's worth out of that Decima engine.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Obviously, we got the news also that Kojima's working on another PlayStation exclusive, which we believe is going to be akin to the Metal Gear franchise. We imagine. We don't know. We don't know anything yet. It's going to have a tie-in film as well, and it ended with a great transition.
Yeah, that drone shot was 10 out of 10.
Agreed.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Matt, why do you seem skeptical? What's up?
Who ain't skeptical? If you ain't skeptical about this shit, what is wrong with you? Like, what do you mean you're out here going, oh yeah, I'm working on a stealth action game for PlayStation. It's going to have a tie-in movie. When? Is this after OD on Xbox? What the fuck is OD on Xbox?
We had this exact same
Yeah,
conversation on the live stream. We had this exact where it was like, I have a really bad feeling OD is not going to be good.
Sure. I agree.
Like, with him working on so much, I'm like, Kojima, like, relax, my guy.
Chill,
Stop
my guy.
announcing things. Like, relax. Like,
Totally agree with you.
yeah, it scares me.
The funny thing was, I saw, like, after we had that conversation, like, a day, like, literally today, I was just looking through Twitter, and somebody reposted a tweet where he'd posted that, like, I'm really tired, you all.
I bet he is.
It's like, the man's, like, I think the man's over 60 as well.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
he's aging well. I'll give him that.
He did say he's been in the industry for 40 years, so I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, and 2 of those were spent in a broom cupboard inside
He looks good for 60.
Konami.
He looks great for 60-something.
Guys, can we talk about the fact that I got grey hair? The front of my hair started to go grey hair. What do I do?
What's the play? Dye it or let it
Fuck
go?
off. I'm not dying it. What you...
Just for men, yeah.
Bro, I go to a 0 or a 1 usually anyway. I'll go bald before I dye it.
Fair enough.
But is that what happens when you hit 30? You go grey?
I guess so.
You wouldn't know yet.
I got about 7 months. No, not even. Yeah, 6 months in me.
Next game, Dragon's Dogma 2. This looks like probably my favorite game that was shown at the entire showcase. I thought this game looked phenomenal.
Have you played the first one?
No.
Well,
I remember buying the first one to play the Resident Evil demo that came with it.
Fair.
For Resident Evil
Love that.
6?
Oh, that was a
5?
mistake. Oh, that was still a
Decisions were made.
mistake.
Yeah, I don't remember. One of those two had the,
Yeah.
or maybe I need to research. I can't remember. One of those two had a demo that came with it, I think, or something of Resident Evil related come with Dragon's Dogma. I believe it was 6, and I bought that just so I could check that out, and then never played Dragon's Dogma. I think I gave it away, if I'm not mistaken, to like a friend.
Do you have faith that we'll still be able to say Capcom don't miss?
With this game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this looks. I
so.
said this during the live stream. I'm so thankful for games like for Final Fantasy 7 Remake, because I wouldn't touch games like this usually, because it just usually isn't in my wheelhouse. But since I played Remake and enjoyed it so much, I look at these games now and go, oh yeah, I'll try that now. I'll actually give that the time and day that it deserves. And yeah,
What's the crossover with Final Fantasy Remake that I'm not seeing?
I think it's just RPGs as a action RPGs as a whole. As I've gotten older, I understand them. And again, we Despawn knows because he was in my chat when I played through the entirety of Remake. The way we played through Remake was so, to me, it was me, you, Erangard, and Full Metal, Matty, and it was such a special, for me, it was such a special moment of like playing the game and them not telling me nothing until I got completely stuck at something of like, all right, I need to do this, and this. And I did it, and it was like, oh my God. And then I went off and played myself, and then come back, and that moment would happen again. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I just enjoyed this genre so much more now compared to them what I did, say, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Which is,
and obviously
you've
jumped into stuff like Final Fantasy 14 as well now.
16, 14, a bunch of different RPGs.
Yeah.
But yeah, this to me looked absolutely fantastic. Graphically, breathtaking. The action in this game, the gameplay itself looked amazing. Yeah, I'm just hoping I don't need to know anything from the original to be able to play it.
I doubt it. It's so
been that
long ago,
long,
they'd shoot themselves in the foot if they did that, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Also, to answer the question, it was Resident Evil 6 demo with the first Dragon's Dogma.
Told you. I know my Resident Evil. I don't know much, but I know my Resident Evil.
I would love to go back and see Fix try out the Resident Evil 6 demo and then go, what do you think, Fix? What do you think of Resident Evil 6
you know what I would have said? Oh my God, this is amazing.
Incredible.
I did the same thing with Resident Evil 5. I remember when that demo came out,
Mhm.
and I remember being like,
I remember playing that demo.
this is one of the best Resident Evil games ever. Oh
Chainsaw
my
did.
chainsaw!
Mhm.
Oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. Duh, 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 duh. And then you play 5, and I was the only one sat there going. I was playing with a friend, Spoonie, who was like an Xbox gamer friend, and I remember being like, this don't seem right.
So, yeah, like I think there was that moment when you're on the back of a jeep with an assault rifle. I was like,
Yep.
okay,
Uh-huh.
so we've screwed the
Oh,
pooch.
yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Fun.
Or just Sheva. Over here.
In a
over
minute.
here. God damn it, shut up. But yeah, very much looking forward to Dragon's Dogma 2. Either of you guys looking forward to that one?
Yes, very much so.
Very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one for me as well. I'm just looking. I've got the list on my phone from yesterday. Rise of the Ronin actually looks like it could be a ton of fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, I watched it
It
again.
looked
I watched the
beautiful.
trailer for that again. It looks. I wanted to watch it in 4K because I forgot to put the 4K on when we was doing the live reaction.
Fair.
It looks amazing. It looks amazing. It reminds me, for some reason, very much. Maybe I'm wrong, but it reminds me of Assassin's Creed quite a lot.
I feel that.
I can see that.
Yeah, in a way.
The more modern action ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The problem is just those worlds. Those worlds never get me. Jojo pointed it out during the live stream. Yeah, I know, but Jojo pointed it out, was just like, we did Ghost of Tsushima didn't get you either. It's like, yeah, I would. That should have got me. That was made for the beginner's guide for someone who wants to enter that world. Was Ghost of Tsushima, right? It really was. This doesn't feel like that, and I do think I'm going to enjoy it, but maybe just not as much as everybody else.
That's fair.
Kind of get that. Something about it isn't getting me quite as excited as it should on paper. Like, I loved Ghost of Tsushima, and I don't know what it is, but something about it just isn't quite getting me super excited. But I thought it was a good showing for the game. I can see why people are excited, and I'll definitely play it.
Yeah.
Will I finish it? I hope so, but I don't know.
The problem is, which one do you play? Because both that and Dragon's Dogma 2 are on the same day.
Your boy's playing Dragon Dogma. That's what he's playing.
I'm sucker punching a dragon in the back of the head, 100%.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but then the week after, I'll then fly around on a zip wire with fireworks in the back.
How long do you think Dragon's Dogma is, mate?
Long.
Good.
Long.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
You're gonna be in it for a while, buddy. And I think Rise of the Ronin could be as well. I think it could be a 30, 40 hour game. I think they both could be.
Yeah. No, I agree. The next one on this list that super got me was Silent Hill 2. Not the
baby.
obviously you had Silent Hill the short message, which is the PlayStation 3 demo. Looked very PT inspired.
I mean, it is. My God.
Have you played it?
No, but one of my colleagues has, and we made a little video about it today and stuff. And it's loopy thing. It's PT. It's what it is.
It's PT. Yeah.
PT with big old trigger warning of all of the things that you would need trigger warning about involved in this game.
Gotcha. Yeah, that one didn't get me as excited, but Silent Hill 2 remake did. As someone who's never played Silent Hill before, ever, I am super, super, super excited to check out a Silent Hill game finally. And it feels very much reminiscent of me playing Dead Space, where going into that in the remake and not knowing anything about the game, and everyone else has got that history with these games, and I'm just there like, oh, this looks cool, and I can finally just play it and enjoy it. So yeah, very excited for that. Didn't realize it wasn't coming to Xbox, only PC and PlayStation.
Yeah.
PS exclusive. I'm very excited for that because I'm like you, kind of in the fact that like I was mainly a Resident Evil guy, but I did play a lot of the Silent Hill games. But yeah, I am very excited. I do find it weird that they're not doing Silent Hill 1. I don't know why.
They just
I'm not.
These companies just have a thing about ones. They don't. Resident Evil didn't get a second one remake either.
Yeah.
Why are you not surprised?
I think 2 is just like so much of a step up from 1. Story, world, gameplay. They just knew, like, I don't know. But 1 is like, and to be fair, like I haven't played 1 in a long time. I played 2, a couple of years ago, the most recent time, but I've played through it a few times. And I think like 2 just has more of a cachet with people. Now, like, could you have remade 1 and then got people really excited for a 2 remake? Sure. Could you go back and do 1 after 2? Maybe. But I think 2 is probably more bankable as far as sales go.
Yeah,
I think people will be more excited for a 2 remake. It feels more purposeful in making 2 remake. There's a reason we're remaking 2. I don't know.
No,
No, I
just
get you.
for a game that's been that dormant for that long, it feels a little strange to me that we're like starting on the second game into the story.
The truth is,
but it is way. Sorry to cut you up there, Matt.
No.
It is a wait from what I know, because I only know from the speedrun community, because that's the only time I've ever seen that game be played. That is, they don't play 1; they only play 2. It reminds me very much of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, I get it.
It's like no one talks about Resident Evil 1's a fantastic game. I'm sure Silent Hill 1 is a very good game, but compared to 2, it's night and day different, right?
Yeah, I'm just interested. I am interested to see how they're going to kind of work the story, as it were.
Or like expand it, or
We'll just like explain it, like, because again, as I said, then it's like jumping into the second part in a tale. Like, how are they going to like introduce like the first game story into this one, or is it?
You don't
just
need any context from the first one in to jump into 2.
Okay,
cool.
And I think you've got to. I think you don't do the story in the same way, right? Like, it feels like it is a proper ground up remake. Modernize this thing, make the story a bit different. It even offers, I think, some opportunity to be self-referential to the original, and like, you know, you can have hints to it. You could even have like even comments about like, I remember this place looking different or whatever would fit kind of like in a time loopy, almost like weird alternate reality way. Like, there are options to do that, and I think you have to modernize this story as well. So I'm very excited.
Last 2 that I have here is the Until Dawn remake. I'm super excited for it, only because I'm a huge Until Dawn fan. It coming to PC, as I said it yesterday. To be able to have that on the same catalog on Steam with, you know,
Dark Pictures ones,
Dark Pictures and all that. Yeah, like especially at Halloween times, like those are the games we play. Haley comes on the stream every night with me, and we play through those. And yeah, they're some of my favorite things to do. That, and then last but not least, it has to be Stellar Blade, which waifus out of waifus. And honestly, I fell in love. I know Crash thought I was just like joking around, and I was. In a way I was, but I really did enjoy what I saw of this game. Like, gameplay wise, it looked fantastic. Yeah. In my opinion. Like, really, really fun.
It's very much like, if we talked about it on the reaction, but like, if you're a fan of like those Nier Replicant and Nier Automata games, like the action, like the full on action RPG kind of hack and slash games, like Devil May Cry-esque, as it were, then yeah, you're probably going to love this game. And yeah, or if you Crash and you love your waifus, then you're going to love this game.
Yeah, Crash is definitely waifu material. He does love a good waifu.
He does.
That's how he died.
Very quickly before we duck out, you didn't mention Judas. Judas looks great.
It looks good.
From the creators of BioShock.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that game in a little while.
When did we see that? It was like 2 years ago, wasn't it? It felt like.
Also, Shadow the Hedgehog is back.
Yes.
You guys missed out all the major beats here. Come on.
I said that I'm going to pick the ones that I care about.
I respect it.
And then you guys can interject with the ones you care about.
I agree with you, but the people down in the comments will be freaking the fuck out that you don't give a shit about Sonic.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's a hard one, man. Like,
I'm on your side.
Sonic's great, but you know.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No. Shadow's great.
Sorry.
Shadow's great. No, you don't like Shadow either?
No.
Excuse me. We love Shadow.
We love Shadow here.
Tell him, Despawn. Why?
Because he's black.
He's the Black Sonic. That's why. Yeah, baby. That was a running joke of the live stream. If you missed that, so you know.
That's why he's the best Sonic.
I like it. Sonic's never done anything good, so.
That's not true. Sonic Adventure exists.
Yo, that's a take. That's a take. Okay, all right.
I enjoyed Sonic Adventure. How dare you?
How dare you indeed. Boys, usually we would end this podcast with blind ranking video games. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Go on.
Okay, I've got a new one here. I think this might be our last week. Because
Okay.
it seems to be the same games
Is it
every goddamn
repeating a
time.
lot?
But
Okay.
very much so. But you know what this is. I say I've got a website up currently. You guys, we're gonna blind rank these games 1 through 5. Are you
Let's do it.
ready?
Yes.
Roblox.
5.
I want to put it 4, but if you both say 5, I'll let it
No,
happen.
it has to be 5. I've never even played Roblox. Is one of those games that I know
It's-
so much about, but
Not of
I
it
know
good.
nothing about. Like, well,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I heard there
Col-
was sex slaves in this game. Like, there's
Yeah, it's got its
crazy
issues.
shit in it.
It's got
It's-
lots of issues. Yeah, child labor is one of them. Yeah,
It's
it's
got
basically
issues.
it's basically the real life version of Part World. There's lots of
Maybe.
labor issues.
I think what are we like? What is the criteria for blind ranking? I know it's blind ranking. That's the whole point. But like, if you're talking about like cultural
You covered
impact
it.
of a video game, then
Kind of, yeah.
I think it's got to go higher than 5. But I'm happy to put it at 5 because
It's
of
number
the
5 for me.
because of the weird stuff.
It's got issues. Yeah. 5 for its
It's got
issues.
issues.
Five
got
it
issues.
is. Super Mario.
Ooh, so usually
Just
I would
Super
just
Mario?
yeah.
Sorry.
It's Mario. Mario as a whole is pretty much what you get in there.
It's got to go 1.
It has to.
So my
What else
problem
could
with
even
that,
come up?
I mean,
GTA 5.
I've got to say, yeah, GTA 5.
GTA.
We do
But
this every
even-
time.
But even then, I
Tetris.
would say then I would say Mario is more culturally
Yeah.
important to
Pac-Man.
video games than shut up, Matt. Then
Sonic.
than GTA.
Then Sonic.
Get
Yeah.
out of here. No,
I
I think
agree.
Mario has to go 1. Right?
Yeah, okay. I'm
Mario
down with
goes
that.
1.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a 5 and a 1. We got a bread.
Horizon.
Are we?
Horizon?
Wait, are we talking like Forbidden West or Forza?
Forbidden West. Yeah,
Okay.
no, Forbidden
Okay.
West. 4.
Or
4, 3.
The
I would
sequel,
go-
the sequel for me was such a I loved Horizon 1. Like
Yep.
I loved that game. But number 2, you were expected to remember so much with no
Yeah.
context that I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like you're expecting a lot of people when a game is in development for 3 to 4 years and you just like popped in. Yeah, do you remember that tree? I'm like, no, I don't fucking remember that tree. Like, what do you mean?
what do you mean
Like,
you don't remember the tree?
Yeah,
Everyone
no,
remembers the
no.
tree, right?
Yeah, I think 4. I think 4.
Alright.
Age of Empires.
3.
Yeah, I'm happy to put it 3, but we're in a risky situation here,
We
gang.
are. Like, I mean,
Okay.
I'm just
I
hoping
think this
GTA
could be
6
a
comes
weak
up.
pick. This next one that comes is going to be weak.
No, it's usually the best one.
League of Legends.
Oh, that's number 2.
So our list is
Fine with
Roblox number 5, Horizon number 3, number 4, Age of Empires number 3, League of Legends number 2, and Super Mario number 1. To be fair, number-wise, we did pretty well.
I think we did
Roblox
alright
was
with
a
it.
3.6, Horizon was a 3.3, Age of Empires we were smack bang on the money, 3. League of Legends was a 2, and Mario was a 1.8. So
There you go. Nailed it.
yeah,
I'd personally flip League of Legends and Age of Empires, but hey.
yeah, I wouldn't be upset with that.
I won't be upset. I just think,
upset
yeah,
with
the impact that League had on like esports can't be understated. I don't think.
Yeah, we might get one more week out of this, guys. But if you've got any other games or any website games that you guys can think of, let us know, and we will definitely add them to the show. Boys, that's another episode in the bag of MXAM Extra. Thank you all for listening. If you do enjoy the show, let us know because, again, we have no feedback on this. Discord, join our Discord, and other things. Go on, Matt.
Sorry, very quickly. In the main episode, I did say I know why one of my guys followed you.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to deliver on it. First, do you remember their name? Because that might impact the reasoning.
I might have to check Twitter. No, it begins with J. I met him at
Cool.
yeah.
So we've been, so 15 years ago, take a trip back with me. 15 years ago, a show started at Future on a channel called CVG. At the time, like Gav Murphy was working on there, who's now part of RKG, and and a bunch of other people, including JJ, who followed you, and
JJ, okay,
and a guy called Dan Dawkins. They started on that channel a show called GTA 5 O'Clock. the GTA 5 trailer came out.
Jules,
and they started
that was his name. Yeah.
Oh, Jules.
Okay,
Okay,
so-
fine. So this is
yeah.
a separate story, but hey, we're going
Oh,
anyway.
okay, go on.
But this is why we've been talking about you at work. They started a show called GTA 5
Ah.
o'clock 15 years ago in the lead up to GTA 5 coming out. They got like loads of interviews with like Leslie Benzi, and the show was a huge success. And then we started teasing sort of towards the end of last year that we were going to bring it back, GTA 6 o'clock. And then we did when they launched the trailer. And the audience is still there for it, shockingly. This audience that have been there for like 10, 15 years without an episode for the last 5 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so people are watching the show and they're talking about GTA 6 and breaking down the trailer and all the rumors and the leaks and da-da-da. And something that those hosts are not familiar with is the roleplay world. And so we've been talking about that and bringing guests on. And I said, well, it just so happens I know the #1 rapper in all of GTA.
Hello,
roleplay.
Santos. You know the guy. I'm definitely. Where would I put myself on a list? I'm definitely top 5. Number 5, number 1's probably too high. Yeah, but I'd say I'm top 5 in roleplay rappers right now. I'd say I'm top 5, yeah. And I think I could articulate myself better than the other 5.
There you go.
So, yeah, I'll take it.
Well, yeah, so they want to chat to somebody out there. So I said, well, this is the guy to chat to. I know a guy. Because they're interested in, what stuff could come across from GTA Online, specifically GTA Roleplay, how you feel it's gone since the Rockstar purchase and all those fun things.
Okay. All right. Well, appreciate that tidbit of information, Matt.
So there we go.
Boys, you got anything to plug before we get out of here?
No.
Fresh will blame me if we don't plug. If we don't plug reviews, make sure you go review the podcast. This podcast does come out on the same feed as the My Xbox and Me show. Make sure you drop us a review. And honestly, I would say just please give us feedback on what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. And things like that. That is definitely something that we want to keep doing. We haven't forgot about Baldur's Gate, and we haven't forgot about the live stream. We're still sorting out a date for the big live stream that will happen this month, I promise. But yeah, life is busy right now. Matt's like,
sure. I mean, I'm holding up, guys. Look, let's be real about the Baldur's Gate situation. My PC is dead. I'm currently doing this via a MacBook, which cannot run Baldur's Gate. And so my PC is currently in Germany with Razer, and they are trying to fix it. And that is what is holding up the Baldur's Gate stuff.
You had a gaming PC.
Apologize.
Why did I think you had a gaming PC?
It was a gaming laptop. It was like it's a high-end Razerbook gaming laptop. I needed it portable so I could take it to edit and stuff.
That makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Until next time, we'll love you, leave you, see you later. Good boys.